Positively Muskegon, it's Andy O'Reilly, and I am in the Norton Shores Fire Department on Airline Road, and there was a big rescue earlier this week in Norton Shores. You may have seen the pictures floating around on Facebook, but it was a big deal. I've got Jerry Ferrier here and Eric Abdullah. They are going to tell us a little bit about this harrowing effort that went on Tuesday morning. The call came in from Gordman's. Jerry, let's start with you. The call comes in, there's an emergency, you guys are Johnny on the spot.
Well, not exactly an emergency.
Yeah?
It's actually...
well, I would call it an emergency.
It's of emergent nature.
Oh,
but,
there you go.
Yeah. Luckily, it's one of those calls where we don't mind going.
Yep.
It's not somebody on their worst day. It's not one of those calls where you go into someone's,
last moments.
Yes,
or,
exactly.
Yeah.
So
that's got to be so hard.
For us, it's kind of a fun call to go
Sure.
on to. So yeah, it was good.
The call comes in. You find yourself down a drain ditch, and what are you getting out of this drain ditch, Eric?
Ducks.
How many ducks?
There were 10
little ducks.
Yep.
And the mama duck, where was she?
Flying around.
Freaking out?
Yeah, she was making sure we weren't gonna capture him or something.
Nothing like that?
I don't know.
Was she doing like a bird does when their younger approached? Was she dive bombing you and trying to get...
She didn't dive bomb me. I don't know if she dive bombed me, Jerry.
No, she would circle around. She would definitely keep a close eye. But
Was she?
There was no aggressive
Nothing
nature.
like that.
So
yeah.
no.
We've got a little cottage up in Twin Lake, and I'll tell you what, you get around some of those birds, geese, swans, all that kind of... It's not a pleasant situation.
Yeah.
They're really not what you want to be around.
She was pretty mild.
That's cool.
For the most part.
So you get them up, you get them out of there. Did you stop traffic with all this going on? Were people stopping to say, hey, what's going on? And
Actually, it was pretty early in the
Yeah,
morning,
it was.
so there wasn't a whole lot of traffic out there yet.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
and that was kind of
I think
nice
there may
for
have been,
us.
like, one or two pedestrians that walked by. And
Came by and took a look to see?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
seeing what was going on.
in firefighter school, did you ever figure that you'd be down a drain ditch someday?
Figured I might be down drain ditch, but not for some ducks.
Not for some ducks, huh?
Ducks,
Did you name them
What? No.
as they were coming out? No.
No clever
no,
Huey,
no.
Louie, Dewey, none of that name.
That's
So
not me.
So, okay, this is a fun thing for you guys to do, and you get
Sure.
a little publicity out of it and all that kind of stuff. Is it really that big of a break from what you deal with day to day?
in all honesty, yeah, it kind of is. Like I say, most of the stuff we see day in and day
Yeah.
out is not your most pleasant.
Well, I mean, it's car accidents and fires
Sure,
and people at their worst moments.
Sure, and it gives us a change up. It's a little change of pace. It's not the same thing,
Yeah.
as what we typically go on. And of course, obviously, it has a happy ending. If you
Very
will.
happy
So,
ending, yeah.
Yeah. So
That was one of the
Good
things
stuff.
I wanted to come down and talk about a little bit because, so often people see police and fire and they've either got lights in their back window or their mirror, they've got something on fire in their house, and these are stressful situations, and you really don't get a chance to see that, these are just guys like everybody else out there doing a job, and from time to time, and then again, something cool pops up, and you get to take care of some ducks.
absolutely, breaks up your morning too.
Yeah.
It was actually, I don't even know what time it was. Probably around 7:30ish in the morning. So it was pretty.
Something around that.
Yeah.
It was right after breakfast.
Right after breakfast.
Yep.
Yeah, which is what you do all that right here?
Yep.
I've never been behind the scenes in a fire department before. I kind of feel like I'm a big star now.
Well, we'll have to have you back.
Yeah? Give me one of them hats.
Sure.
I wanted to be a firefighter so bad when I was a kid. I tried. I took the civil service exam 2 or 3 times in Grand Rapids. How'd you do it? When did you know you wanted to be a firefighter, Eric?
Probably around sophomore year, I think I wanted
Yeah.
to be firefighter.
You from right here in
High
town?
school. I'm from all over.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was born in Connecticut and raised in Texas, and then I've been in Norton Shores for about 8 years now.
Good for you. Well, we're glad you're here. How about you? Well, a name like Ferrier, you know where he's from.
Yeah.
How'd you get, what was your inspiration?
Just something I've always wanted to do. I got a little bit of a late start, but
Yeah.
it's I tell people every day it's the best job in the world, at least for me. So it
What
is.
kind of advice would you give people out there that if they've, they have to face you in their worst moments or anything like that? If you had a chance to tell them, what's on your mind now, when they're a little more calm and they're not in a panic?
Yeah, I guess there's not really any advice to give.
Hard because every situation is different.
Yeah,
for the most
it
part.
is.
Yeah.
There's you never when we show up, you never know what you're walking into. Could be very mundane, could be very exciting, but
So the time my wife set fire to the oven with the bread dough,
I remember that.
you were there?
Yeah,
Was that mundane or was that?
yeah. Actually, that's pretty mundane.
Okay, that was
that's pretty
mundane.
mundane.
Because I was a little freaked out by the
that's
whole thing.
we get those calls quite often. So,
You were there?
Yeah.
God,
yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
It's like so crazy.
Well, it's
I look in
probably
the oven. There's this 3-foot flame in there. I'm like, honey,
Probably about 5 years ago.
Yeah, somewhere in that
Probably,
ballpark, yeah.
somewhere in there.
How about you? Anything you want to say to good folks out there?
I mean, I guess just try and stay calm. I know
Yeah.
it's kind of tough because a lot of times if we show up, like Jerry said, sometimes it's on their worst day.
Yeah.
So I guess just try and
Stay calm. Remember, you guys got a job to do, and
Yep.
thanks for all you do. Hey, you know, I think it was Gandhi that said, "You judge a society by the way it takes care of its animals." And
Yeah.
for you guys to have taken your day to go down in that hole, what's in that hole anyway?
A lot of stuff you don't want to see.
Is that right?
It's pretty gross. It's stuff I would not have wanted to fall into.
Oh God!
That's the benefit of being the more senior guy.
Is that what it is? Here's a shovel, kid. Get down there. Perfect.
Yeah.
Great guys doing great work at the Norton Shores Fire Department. A duck rescue happened right here in Muskegon. Thanks, guys, for your hard work and taking care of everybody around town.
Thanks, Andy.
Absolutely.